Silly girl.
Welcome back to another episode. I have literally been asked this so much in 2026, and I can't even believe that it's real that I can even answer. Craig Conover sliding into my DMs. Yup. Was not on my 2026 bingo card. But honestly, after watching this season of Southern Charm thus far, it kind of tracks. This is why, because this version of Craig is confident, okay? He is self-aware. He is somewhat, I hope I don't regret saying this, like emotionally regulated. Craig? Yeah, I get it now. So I just want to set the scene. I made a reel on TikTok and it was basically like between the holidays, like Southern Charm, it like skipped a week and I was like finding myself like missing Craig to the point where I actually went back and like watched the last episode again because I was just like, loving this season so far. It's just been so feel good. And I was like, wait a minute, like, do I miss Craig like I would miss like my husband or my boyfriend? Like, do I have a crush on Craig? And there was a lot of haters in the comments, and Craig slid into my DM saying, I was going to reply to the haters, but instead I'm going to just say this to you, which honestly is growth. But then number two, I was like, okay, like he's opened up the vortex. Like if I ever were to send him something, he will see it, which I'm not going to take advantage of that. Obviously, I'm not a psycho, but I decided like I'm going to make a whole episode about Craig Conover on the podcast because he quite frankly is my favorite character thus far. And typically I don't have a favorite character on Southern Charm. I love them all. Like I love a good Shep moment. I love a good Whitney moment. All of the girls this season are like chef's kiss. I love them all. I am so happy that they like shook up the cast and brought in new folks. Like Charlie is my favorite. She is just the best. But anyways, let's set the scene because this season is Craig. This season honestly feels like the official launch of Craig 3.0. He is being appropriate when going out on a Tuesday, Craig. Not why is everyone mad at me, Craig? And like, yes, I get it. Like, if you are a super big Austin fan, like, yes, there's moments. But I think Craig has grown a lot. Like Craig, who walks into a room calm, collected. I feel like he's fully aware that he no longer needs to prove anything to anyone, which is a huge pivotal moment in his life that he has stepped back, he's reassessed, he's gone through things, and I think he's becoming quite successful. And I'm really proud of him because he got a lot of hate for doing the things that he's passionate about. And quite frankly, we could all take a note out of Craig's notebook that like, you can do things that you like. You just really have to be dedicated. But you can literally see it in the scenes. I think this season he's a lot more quieter. He's observant. He lets other people spiral and he just kind of sits there or he leaves. And sometimes leaving is the adult thing you have to do. I also want to talk about the post-Paige energy. And yes, I'm a huge Paige fan. I think he is too. So if you are a Paige fan and your team Paige, obviously I'm not saying I'm not a girl's girl. Most of the time I'm not. But I want to talk about the post-Paige Craig for a second because the breakup could have gone one of two ways. It could have been A, full chaos, or it could have been B, somewhat quiet confidence. And shockingly, he chose option B. Like there are multiple scenes this season where Craig is talking about dating and he's not bitter. He's not trashing Paige. He's not trying to rewrite history. He's just, yeah, we loved each other and it didn't work. And now I'm figuring out what I want. That is grown. Like these are real people, right? And what you say about others has an impact out there. So like that's been my therapy, that it's a man who learns something. I believe that the dating without being messy. Like, watching Craig date this season is actually wild. For the first time ever, he's not like overdoing it. He's flirty, but I think I love that he's been really intentional. And when he is interested, he's interested, but he's not chasing, which is like a total turnoff. When things got complicated with Sally and Charlie, you can tell he's genuinely trying to navigate it without blowing everything up. And that's like his number one security is like, how can I do this without it like turning into disaster? Old Craig would have just overpromised and undercommunicated and then played confused. New Craig at least is asking questions. He's clarifying expectations and even admitting when he doesn't have an answer yet. And hey, like, listen, like, that's hot. The scene, though, in this last episode, and I think 2 episodes previous, like, we obviously have to talk about Austin. There's tension. When isn't there tension? They're like the bromance of all bromances, but we need to talk about Austin because the contrast between the two of them this season is very loud. Probably the loudest we've seen. But there's that reoccurring tension where Austin is clearly triggered by Craig's growth. I'm just going to say that. I genuinely think instead of like just taking the bait, instead of like yelling or defending himself, Craig just disengages. And I'm really proud of him for that because I kind of side with Craig. Like, there's a moment where you can see Craig realize, like, this isn't productive, and he physically pulls back. Like, no speech, no tantrum, just boundaries. And I think he gets judged for it because Craig 2.0 used to do similar things, but I do feel like overall the energy is just different because he doesn't go nuts before he disengages. So with that said, like, I think that's not just maturity, but I think he definitely has a lot more self-respect for himself. And even if we talk about like the Pillow King era that Craig's in, let's not gloss over the fact that Craig is still one of the only guys on this show actually working. Like, Sewing Down South is real and it's really successful. And this season, Craig talks about his company with confidence instead of defensiveness. And I don't think that's like talked enough. Like, he's not proven anyone wrong anymore. He already did. Like, the man went from getting roasted for like sewing to being a legit Bravo entrepreneur. And I'm sorry, but that arc deserves respect. Way more respect, I think, than he gets from his so-called friends and castmates. But why am I rooting for Craig so hard? Like, what makes Craig so likable this season for me is he's not pretending to be perfect. He's still messing up and he still gets in his head, but he owns it. And that's so relatable. Honestly, that's why Craig sliding into my DMs, like little old me, not like a reality TV star and not like this viral Bravo-holic, like suddenly made sense because this is a version of Craig that knows who he is, knows what he offers, and he's not afraid to show up as himself and just be like a normal human. So yeah. Craig Conover being one of the most emotionally attractive men on Southern Charm this season also was not on my bingo card, but here we are. And if this is Craig 3.0, I am fully seated. So with that said, Craig, if you're listening, which I'm obviously going to share this episode with you, we love you. We're supporting you. And your glow up is phenomenal. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great week and we will talk to you soon. Silly girl.